Hello, fellow YouTubers. My name is Anthony Calderazzo from the Seattle, Washington, the greatest city on earth. Just kidding, it rains a lot here. Anyways, this is my first YouTube video talking about investing. I've been investing since I was 18. I just wanted to give some people some advice on how to grow their portfolio, to grow their money. No trickery, no trying to scam you or sell you anything, just giving you my experience. Since this is my first YouTube video and I have no credibility, I just want to tell you that I have experience in the investing world. My family, more likely my father and my uncle are financial advisors. I have some investment bankers in my family, so I have some experience in this area. I've been investing since I was 18 years old, been growing my portfolio ever since. Made some mistakes on the way, learned from them, have lost money in certain areas, but overall I am making money. I'm getting good compound interest, making good interest every year, reinvesting and growing my portfolio. I wanted to start off with a beginners for investors, but I wanted to talk about these stocks that have been hit hard by the pandemic of the coronavirus. I just really wanted to talk about them. The cruise line industry, airline industry, transportation, and banks. Um, I wanted to talk about these kind of four areas since they have been just hit hard from this pandemic. A lot of people ask me, do I need to buy these? Do I need to not buy them? Are they too risky, etc., etc.? There's just a bunch of videos out there that spend 20 to 30 minutes on one stock, and I just want to get right to it. I just want to say yes or no. Here's a quick reason why. If I'm full of crap, let me know. If you guys agree with me, comment below. If you want more information on these stocks, you can ask me. If you want PE ratios, dividend yields, all of it, management, revenue, etc., just let me know. But I'm just giving you the quick yes or no, do it, kind of an idea of what to buy, what to expect, etc. So I'm going to dive right in. First is cruise line industry. I'm focusing on Carnival and Royal Caribbean. These have been hit super hard. Royal Caribbean was trading at $135 before this. Carnival was at near $50 a share. Now they're down. Carnival's at $10, $12. Royal Caribbean's around, I want to say $40, but their lows were 24. So these, I think, are buys. I want to buy them. I have bought them, but I'm not putting all my money to them. They're very risky. They have a high chance of bankruptcy, not high, but higher than most companies. They are not getting bailed out by the U.S. government because they are not U.S. companies. But they did acquire a lot of new debt, so they can last to the end of the year at least, if not longer. I do think that this will be over in the next few months and that they'll be back on track. But I do think they are buys. I do see them growing. I see them getting back to that, probably the high end of each one, the peaks, probably 5+ years. In the next 2 to 3 years, I could see Carnival being around 30, 35. I can see Royal Caribbean being 75, 85, but the growth will be slower. They have cut dividends. They have cut stock buybacks. So this is a very, very not pleasing to the eye thing to buy. But you're getting at such a discount, and these are such big companies with little competition. I think they'll make it through this. I think they'll be okay. They'll pay off their debt slowly but surely. So I think these companies are buys. I will say you could lose your money. It could go to zero. Could go, very low and never come back. So that's just the risk you're willing to take. I personally put $1,000 to each company, $2,000 total, around their lows. I have made some money back already. Don't know how. Maybe because it's calming down, but it could go down even more. Don't worry. Buy it. Hold. Just go through the storm, and just know if it does go to zero, then it's a high risk, high reward area for individual stocks, especially these. So that's what my take is on the cruise line. But I do think that people will start slowly but surely going on cruises. Maybe not immediately, but I do think the growth is there. Next is airline companies. This is a no-go for me. I'm staying away from airlines. I just never liked them. There's too much competition. JetBlue, Southwest, Delta, Hawaiian, Alaska, Spirit, all these different companies. American, there's so many different companies. There's too much competition. I like having very little competition, knowing that this company it's in its own realm, and like Amazon, Google, Facebook, Apple, these are all companies that have kind of little competition and can pivot when needed and can grow and grow. These airlines, I just think it's just too crowded of a space. But there are two airlines that stick out if I were to purchase them, or if people were looking to buy them. I think that Southwest is a great one to buy, since their debt is the lowest of all of them, 1.8 to 2 billion in debt total, where others are going towards 20. Also, another one I think is Delta. My experience, Delta is the best airline company out there other than Hawaiian, but Delta is bigger, and I think they have just good growth potential. I'm still staying away from both of these, but if you want to buy them, I think both of these companies are good as far as all the others. I'm staying away from American and Alaska and all these Spirit and JetBlue. JetBlue and Spirit are poo-poo. Frontier's poo-poo. So I don't see these being great sources of income. I'd rather put my money where I can see growth better than these. I think it's just too choppy and too crowded. But some company that's in the airline industry is Boeing. I think Boeing is a great buy right now. They're off their highs from 400. They had the 737 MAX issues. They had this pandemic. Now they're trading at 130, 135. They've gone down to 95. It's fluctuating, but it's such a discount, and I think it's a great buy for Boeing. Boeing has little to no competition in this industry. I just think that the growth is there, the revenue is there. Planes are always a necessity for travel, and whether things pivot or change, they will do the same. I think they will always be growing, and I think this can go easily back up to the 300 level in the next few years, back to their high, maybe a little few years after that, and soar after and beyond. I think Boeing's a great buy. People are worried. A lot of beginner investors don't like the price of stocks, that they're $100, $200. Amazon's $2,000. Don't worry about the price. Worry about the potential and the growth. A cheap company that you're buying $5 a share may only get you 5% compound interest, whereas Boeing could give you 15. You're going to get more money no matter which way you look at it. Don't base it off the stock price value, or the stock price. Base it off what value you're getting, etc. A lot of people say, I can't afford it, or I don't want to just have 2 shares of something. I want multiples. That's not what you look at. Look at the potential and the growth. And if you can't afford these stocks, always find a platform that can do partial shares. There's plenty out there. I'm going to go into some, but you can look at Webull. You can look at M1 Finance guys that does that with their pie sharing. I believe Robinhood, Fidelity app does it. So these are multiple that can do partial shares. Next, I want to go into, let's do transportation, like the motor industry, vehicle motor industry. I think Tesla and Ford are great companies to buy right now. Ford has always been the $10, $12 range, and they have a great dividend yield, great dividend payouts. So I'm buying Ford. They're at $5.50 right now. It's a great buy. They're always at the 10 to 12. They're never really going. They're always kind of seems, pretty even. They have been at 30, 40 a while ago, and then plummeted down around that financial crisis area, 2008. But they're going to be back to that 10 to 12 range after this is all over. They innovate. They have been around for so long. That's another thing you want to look at, is how long have these companies been around? And do you see them being around in the future? And I do. They're $5. I bought a few hundred shares of theirs. They're also $4 or $5, so you can throw a bunch of shares at, put quite a bit of money to it. Another one is Tesla. Tesla was peaked at $900 a share. They were overvalued, but they're at that $450, $500 range. I think they're a little over $500 now. They fluctuate a lot, but I think it's a great buy. If you can't afford that share, buy a partial share. They have good they're just a great company. I see them taking over that space of the electric vehicle. They're in a bunch of different areas. Their technology is fantastic. I think they will go up and up. Now I'm going to cut real quick 2 banks. I think 2 that I'm looking at is American Express and Citi. These are good corporations. These are good companies with good growth. American Express is slowly being accepted everywhere. They did a deal with Delta not too long ago with these Delta American Express cards that are great. They're getting good deals. Their growth has always been on the incline. They're a great company. They're going to grow, and they're discounted right now. Same with Citigroup. Citi has just been everywhere. Those Citi cards are everywhere. I don't see them going anywhere. I don't see anything but growth for them too, especially at these discounted prices. You can pick these up. I think they're 30-40% below their highs right now. And I can see it once this is over. I see that they'll get back to their highs pretty shortly. But overall, please know that you could lose this money. All these companies have a small chance of bankruptcy, as I think every company does. But I believe that these companies will succeed. I think Carnival and Royal Caribbean are buys. I think that Tesla and Ford are buys. I think Boeing's a buy, and I think American Express and Citigroup are buys. These are the ones that I'm focused up on. Now, if you're asking me how I'm going to diversify these, I'm probably only putting 10-15% towards, if I had a few $1,000s to put out, and I put about 20% towards the cruise line, knowing that it could go to zero. This $2,000, I was okay with losing it. I'm okay. You got to accept it. You should be okay losing this money. If you're not and you can't do it, you just worry too much, then don't do it. Go to a mutual fund. Go diversify if you want, or don't do it at all. But you need to have some high risk, high reward areas in your portfolio. That's what can make you the big bucks. Over the years, I've invested in high risk areas, and most of them have paid off. Some don't, but the benefit of having these outweigh the negative. I have made more money than if I just played it safe. I do think it's risky, but when you're young, you want to try and hit these and get going. Those are where I'm at. If you like this video and you like what I did, please like and comment below, subscribe. This is my first video. I'm going to start diving into beginners for investors, where I started, how to start. But I think these stocks, people want to know from any level, any standpoint. So that's where I'm at. If you want to know more about these companies and you didn't like that they're just quick yes or no's with just very little information, then, let me know. I am telling the truth. I'm not trying to scam you, sell you, or anything. I just wanted to get a bunch of stocks in, yes or no, in a short amount of time. People spend so much time on one stock on these videos, and I don't have time for that. I like looking at other people, what they think as well. I think it's good to get a broader idea rather than talking to one person. I'm also not going to be the guy that says, I'm retiring at 30, I'm retiring at 40. Quit your job. I quit my job and I'm focused on just getting dividends as income. I'm not that type of guy. I think most of them are scammy. People can't do that. People can't rely on just living minimally. There's things that, kids, families, these guys, the people that I've seen are just with a significant other by themselves, no kids, very minimal. So I'm focused in on the real stuff, just diversifying, growing, and maybe you can retire at 50, 55 or 45 rather than 67. That's where I'm at. My name's Anthony Calderazzo, your investing guru, maybe. Please let me know what you think. Peace out, guys. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Social distancing. I've been doing that my whole life, but stay 6 feet. All right. God bless.